Fabio Wardley has sent shockwaves across boxing after speaking on his crushing defeat, admitting he is unable to fight at this moment right. The hard defeat has left him broken mentally and physically both sides. Fans are shocked as one of Britain's top heavyweights steps away in total uncertainty now. Frank Warren shows real concern as talk grows that Fabio Wardley may step away after the brutal defeat is emerging now. He is not forcing him out, instead trying to calm everything and offer full support right now too. The focus remains on recovery and reminding everyone of Fabio's wars. Derek Cazorla is fully backing Daniel Dubois even after that early knockdown. He points out Dubois' mindset, showing how he stayed composed, made the right adjustments, and then took full control of the fight. At the same time, he takes aim at Fabio Wardley's approach, saying he leaned too heavily on raw power and ignored the fundamentals. That, he suggests, is what hurt him when facing a true elite-level opponent.
Well, I hope that's not going to be the case for him, and if he carries on, we certainly would be looking to help him in that way. But look, he's been involved in some of the great.
Listen, the fight was stopped in round 10 because his nose was bleeding badly. What happens next? I'm hearing talk of a rematch call. If not, who do you want him to face next? Honestly, nobody wants that rematch. Eddie Hearn is reflecting on Fabio Wardley's tough run and the emotional damage this fight has clearly caused. He praises Fabio as a true servant to boxing, but also admits something felt wrong heading into this fight. That lack of confidence he noticed now feels even more important after such a heavy defeat, and the retirement talks around Fabio's future in the sport of him. How great a servant has he really been to boxing right now?
I got dropped in the first round, and I said, he's winning the fight. Everybody around me looked at me like, what? I'm like, he's winning the fight. And then guess what he did? He fucking won the fight. He just bit bodies, conscious, and carried on.
What about that first knockdown? What did he do, Fabio Wardley?
Fabio was not ready for boxing. There was no jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was too busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. How many jabs did Fabio charge? Less jabs. He didn't charge no jabs. He didn't do anything we've seen before. And today, Sam Smith was right. He goes, you're only a world champion until you fight a real fighter.
A couple of rounds.
Listen, the fight was stopped in round 10 because his nose was bleeding so badly.
What's next to them? I'm hearing a rematch calls. If not, who do you want to see him fight?
Nobody wants to see the rematch.
Daniel Dubois is showing respect, but also admitting how tough that fight truly was. He says Fabio Wardley dragged him into deep waters and made him endure a mental and physical war. Still, Dubois leaves confident, speaking about another strong run ahead going forward in boxing. The message is clear. He survived a war and believes he
of him. How good of a servant has he been to boxing?
He's a great guy. I just felt this week, I couldn't, like I've been around him a lot of fight weeks, I just didn't feel any kind of confidence or buzz. And I think when I heard that this fight was getting made, I thought that's a strange fight for him.
David Haye is full of praise for what he saw, calling it one of the most exciting heavyweight fights he has ever witnessed. He highlights the constant action and the bravery shown by both Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley. Even in defeat, Fabio's performance is being respected, showing that this fight lifted both men despite the brutal finish.
He took my shots and, God just tested me in that fight. I had to go through my inner battle after coming off the back of a loss, so I was a bit nervy in there, but what a warrior. I'm honoured to share the ring with a fighter like Fabio. Probably coming back off, I'm going to go on a good run.
Nice rest.
Yeah, definitely. I need a nice rest.
Need a nice rest and come back late or just take it easy.
Spencer Oliver is pointing out Fabio Wardley's value beyond just wins and losses. He focuses on his personality, and the excitement he brings every time he steps into the ring. He describes him as a real talent who guarantees action whenever he fights. Even after a painful defeat, the respect for him remains strong, and there's a clear sense that boxing could lose a major attraction if Fabio decides to step away.
I've never seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to. We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that 10 times over.
Adam Smith is putting huge expectations on Daniel Dubois, calling him a possible generational great in the heavyweight division. He even draws comparisons with legends like Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua, showing just how high Dubois' stock has risen in the sport. It highlights how far he has come after going through these brutal fights and tough moments inside the ring. Even with all the wars and damage taken, this level of praise shows he is now seen as a serious long-term force.
No, it's not just that he's a big personality and he sells fights so well and he's a big character, and the press conferences, the build-ups to fights and what he delivers in the ring. The guy is a serious talent, and he'll be missed when he's retired. That is.
Ben Davison is breaking down the corner game plan behind Daniel Dubois' performance, explaining that it was all about patience and controlled pressure, not just rushing in for a knockout. The idea was to gradually break Fabio Wardley down step by step, before going for the finish when the right moment came. It shows Dubois is developing into a smarter fighter inside the ring, not just depending on raw power, but learning how to systematically break opponents down over.
I think he's got the ability to be a generational great. I really do. I haven't been this excited about a heavyweight in a long time. I mean, I grew up with Mike Tyson, and of course he just brought something thrilling to the heavyweight division. We've had Lennox Lewis, who I think is our greatest heavyweight, obviously Tyson Fury, AJ, David Haye.
Moses Atama is openly backing Fabio Wardley, while also admitting there's a personal angle behind his prediction. He expects an early finish, mainly because both fighters carry serious knockout power. At the same time, he hints that Fabio winning would also benefit his own career direction, which makes his opinion even more interesting in the wider heavyweight landscape involving Daniel Dubois and future matchups. Right, Moses? You're being put on the spot here. What's your final
we actually mentioned to him in the corner that it'll be a breakdown job, and that we actually said that doesn't mean that won't lead to a one-punch knockout, but you're going to have to soften him up to get there, and that's what happened.
Don Charles is breaking down a potential clash between Daniel Dubois and Moses Atama, calling it a very close and dangerous matchup on paper. He points out that everything will come down to execution on fight night, where one mistake could change the whole story. Even then, he gives Dubois massive confidence heading into it. In his view, Dubois is already performing at a level where he can deal with most rising heavyweights, which shows just how highly he is rated after his recent run of performance.
Right, Moses, it's a big 50-50 tonight. I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your prediction?
I think Fabio's going to win. I want him to win, and I think that's probably where my money's going to be. More kind of selfishly, because it puts me in a better position.
And rounds?
I think it's going to be an early fight. Yeah, I think it's going to be an early fight. I think regardless, you can't have two big punches like that and not have an early fight, you know?
And the question on everyone's lips is, are you fighting the winner?
I won't be fighting the winner, no. But if Fabio wins, it puts me in a better position.
Why won't you be fighting the winner?
I don't know how to properly lead and train to answer this question. I'm trying to give like a political answer, but I just don't have one. It's kind of things that you can't control outside the ring, and we've kind of got a plan if Fabio does win, which is tasty. So yeah, like I said, I'm very much rooting for Fabio.
Derek Cazorla is clearly leaning towards Daniel Dubois, pointing to his world champion position as the main reason he gets the edge. He accepts Dubois can be unpredictable at times, but still believes his experience at the top level makes him the stronger figure right now. This adds to the growing belief that Dubois is becoming the standard in this new heavyweight era. Fraser Clark is describing Daniel Dubois as a straight-up warrior.
So, if you put him in against Daniel Dubois?
Good question and hard question. Who brings and implements their game plan on the night? It will be a very tight fight. All the current live heavy who are coming through,
Don Charles is left impressed after watching a brutal heavyweight clash, calling it a true gladiator-style battle. He feels both Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley came out of it with credit, even in defeat. In his view, boxing itself was the real winner because the fight delivered way beyond expectations. He also praises both men as throwback fighters, showing old-school heart, toughness, and pride every time they...
Who do you think wins between Dubois and Tama?
Right now, the favourite is Daniel, the world champion, so I think Daniel. Yeah. But we know how he is. But the era of 10 niggas is done, fellas. Get it right.
Derek Cazorla is showing full respect for Daniel Dubois, pointing out his refusal to quit even while absorbing heavy punishment. He praises Dubois for staying strong under pressure, pushing through adversity, and slowly breaking down Fabio Wardley to close out the win. Cazorla also suggests Dubois should now focus on defending his world title and building his legacy first, before thinking about any bigger rematches. It all adds to the growing belief that Dubois has become a real force at world level now. But what about Daniel? How far can he really... David Haye is calling this clash one of the most entertaining heavyweight fights he has ever witnessed. He highlights the non-stop action, the bravery, and the heart shown by both Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley. Every round came with drama, pressure shifts, and momentum swings, turning it into a proper fan-friendly war from start to finish. Even after the final bell, the respect between both men remained strong, as they left absolutely everything.
Tell you what, it's one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best fights. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. What a hard man he is. He didn't want to quit. His corner didn't pull him out. And Daniel Dubois kept his composure. He kept his composure, stuck to the plan. He started to get a bit tired himself. He realised that Wardley still got something in the tank. He kept pulling it out of the bag. He looked dead on his feet. But what a fight that...
David Haye is calling this clash one of the most entertaining heavyweight battles he has ever seen. He focuses on the non-stop action, bravery, and heart shown by both Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley. Every round delivered drama, momentum shifts, and pure chaos, making it a real fan-friendly war. Even after the final bell, the respect between both fighters remains high, as they left everything inside the ring.
My thoughts, I'm still trying to recover. I need my heart checked. Yeah, I'm getting old, you know, from all this excitement. Yeah, but basically, what was my thoughts? What a magical, epic fight between two warriors, two gladiators. There was no losers in there tonight, in my opinion. Boxing won. There was no losers in there. Yes, we're going home with the belt, but Fabio, I mean, they don't make, I said to him after, they don't make men like him anymore. They don't. Yeah, it's a throwback. It really is. And so is Daniel. And boxing won because for the neutrals, whoa, that lived up to expectations. In fact, more. It delivered more. Yeah? So, no, God is great.
Don Charles is left stunned after watching a brutal heavyweight clash, calling it a real gladiator-style war. He feels both Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley came out of it with credit, even though there was defeat on one side. In his opinion, boxing itself was the true winner, as the fight went way beyond what anyone expected. He also praises both fighters as throwback warriors, showing old-school heart, toughness and pride every time they...
What about Daniel Dubois and that?
Daniel was fucking amazing. He was getting hit, but he was not quitting. He didn't have to quit in his eyes this day. You see, we wanted to win the fight. And he just fucking body gumption, carried on, mushed Fabio down, mushed him, and then at the end, he got his man.
Do you think he gets a third fight with Usyk?
No, I don't want to see the third fight with Usyk. I want him to defend the title, make some money, defend it, and then fight Usyk.
Like Talma?
No, I don't want to see no Talma.
Who do you think wins between Dubois and Talma?
Right now, the odds, the favorites, Daniel, the world champion. So I think Daniel, yeah. But we know how he is.
David Haye is calling this clash one of the most entertaining heavyweight fights he has ever seen. He highlights the non-stop action, bravery, and heart shown by both Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley. Every round delivered drama and constant momentum swings, turning it into a real fan-friendly war from start to finish. Even after the final bell, the respect between both fighters stays high, as they left everything inside the ring. This video is created for informational and educational purposes only to keep boxing fans updated. All content is presented under fair use for commentary, reporting, and analysis. We do not claim ownership of any original footage or material used. This content has been enhanced with the help of AI to make it more unique, engaging, and
Daniel got dropped in the first round, and I said, he's winning the fight. Everybody around me looked at me like, what? I'm like, he's winning the fight. And then guess what he did? He fucking won the fight. He just bit bodies, gumption, and carried on.
What about that first knockdown? What did he do, Fabio Wardley?
Fabio was not ready for boxing. He was no jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It is like he didn't train. He was busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. Dude, how many jabs did Fabio chuck? Last jab. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything we've seen before. You know, and today, Sam Smith was right. He goes, you're only a world champion until you fight a real fighter.